What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be discussing, breaking down, and giving out a prediction for the upcoming Javonte Davis versus Rolando Romero WBA World Lightweight title fight taking place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Now, before I go any further, and before I go on to the actual topic of the video, I would just like to say thank you to all the subscribers and all you guys that tune in. I know I haven't put out content in a very long time, so again, thank you for sticking with me and the channel, and it's a pleasure to be back. Now, to be honest with you, sometimes I really like making content and posting videos, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood for it, and that is precisely the reason why I haven't put out anything over the past 3 to 4 weeks. But prior to that, I wasn't really putting out too much content because on April 1st, actually, I competed in my first amateur boxing fight in 6 years. So I was getting ready for that, I was training for that, and sure enough, on April 1st, I competed in a amateur boxing tournament here in Puerto Rico. And just let you guys know, I lost a unanimous decision. However, with that said, and by the way, I have a total of 6 amateur fights, but this was the first one in 6 years. Now, I never stopped boxing, I never stopped training, I just didn't compete in any shows or tournaments since 2015. But yes, I kept training, I kept, I didn't stop boxing. So anyway, I'm very happy and proud of my performance because it was my best performance I have put forth yet in my career, despite the fact that I lost. I was just unfortunate that the guy in front of me was also the best opponent I have yet faced in my career. I competed in the 156-pound weight class, and he was exactly as tall. We were both over 6 feet tall. We were both fucking huge for the weight class. And, the first... and to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be 2-3 minute rounds because all my prior 5 fights that I've had were all 3 rounds, 2 minutes each. So that's what I was expecting. And however, when I got there, I found out that my fight is going to be 3 rounds, 3 minutes each, like the pros, 3 minutes. And that kind of took me in for a loop. When I first heard that, I was like, awesome. But in my mind, I was like, fuck, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I ain't ready for this shit. I didn't train for 3 3-minute rounds. I trained for 3 2-minute rounds. And I took a seat. I started sweating profusely. I wanted to just get the fuck out of there, but I ended up giving myself a fucking pep talk, and I told myself, look, man, you're more than ready for this. You've been boxing since, I don't know, fucking 2009, 2008. And all your sparring sessions since the first time you sparred in your life were all 3-minute rounds. So you're more than equipped to handle this. Just approach it like a sparring session, work your way in, and try to fuck this guy up. And so before I knew it, I was in the ring. They were calling my name, and the fight started. We were both trying to establish our jabs. Again, 2 very tall fighters, me and him. And after like 2 minutes, we were trying to conquer, trying to establish our jab, trying to establish our distance. And after 2 minutes, he started getting my timing down a little bit, and he started countering me with right hands over my jab. And before I knew it, the round ended just like that. I believe he edged it, and the judges, they gave him the round. They gave him all the rounds, but that was a competitive round. But he ended up edging it, in my opinion, because of the right hand counters that he tagged me with a couple times towards the end of the round for my jab. So the second round started out the same thing. We're both trying to establish our jabs again. However, this time, since it was the second round, he got my timing down a little quicker, maybe a minute in, not even, and he started hitting me with those straight right hand counters over my jab, again, landing flush. After about the 3rd time, I switched southpaw, I switched up my rhythm, and I tagged him with a really beautiful 1-2-2 right in the middle of the ring. He ended up backing up because of that, and however, it wasn't enough to change the momentum of the fight. My power has always been a big part of my game, and in sparring a lot of times when I hit someone really flush, it automatically changes the tone of the sparring session, for example, and some of my fights have also gone the same way. However, this time around, when I caught him with those 2 straight left hands down the pipe in southpaw stance, landed flush, he felt my power, but it wasn't enough to change the fight. It was just enough to have him back up about 2 steps, and I tried to follow up, drive him to the ropes, but he wasn't having it, and and we went back to the center of the ring. Before I knew it, the round was again over. By this time, I'm tired as fucking shit. After the second round, I was just fucking tired, and to be honest with you, when I was going into the third round, I was thinking about nothing but just surviving for the first 2 minutes. And that's exactly what I did. He was trying to finish me off because he felt that I was kind of tired, but I did an excellent job clinching. Thank you to the ref for letting me do that. I know sometimes in the amateurs, they're very anal about that, but to my luck, this guy he was an awesome ref. He was letting me do my thing with the clinches. I slowed down his momentum. And then about maybe 30 seconds left into the fight, into the match, I remember he tagged me again with a straight right hand right down the pipe, landed flush. But the kid really didn't have any power. He didn't really hurt me, or I wasn't really worried about his power. But nevertheless, it was a scoring blow. It was a beautiful punch, landed perfectly right in the middle of my face. And when that happened, I snapped out of survival mode, and I just went right at him. I drove him to the ropes. I think I ended up, I threw a few jabs, and I ended up clinching him. I drove him to the ropes. My left hand was free. I dug in nice 3 uppercuts to the body, or hooks, whatever you want to call it. And the ref separated us, and before I knew it, after that, the fight was over. And that's the way it went down. Unanimous decision to him. I forget his first name. His last name is Ramos. He was about 25 years old, I believe. I'm sure if he continues to fight, he will turn pro. He has the potential to be a successful pro, in my opinion. Best guy I have fought yet in my amateur career, even though I only have 6 fights. I certainly have sparred a lot of good guys, and he's definitely got the goods to be a solid pro if he continues to fight. But enough about me. I just wanted to give you guys a little tidbit on what has been going on with my life, and I'm actually going to get back in the ring ASAP. I might do a tournament this upcoming at the beginning of June, but I'm not sure. But nevertheless, I will keep you guys posted from now on, because I am going to be active. So anyway, moving on to the topic of the video, Rolando Romero, in my opinion, is a very underrated fighter. That may be because he's awkward and non-traditional. He doesn't have a big amateur background. And however, growing up as a kid, he was a serious judo guy, high-level judo practitioner, and he's also a physical specimen, jacked as fuck, strong as fuck, fast, explosive, and he's got that one-punch knockout power, baby. And let me tell you guys something. His last fight, I believe, was against Anthony Yigit, in which he defended his paper title against. He got, Rolando Romero got Anthony Yigit the fuck out of there within 6 rounds, I think. He just totally just beat the shit out of him. And Anthony Yigit, let me tell you guys, he is a career 140 pounder, and shut up, Tigre. He's a career 40 pounder. And I actually saw him spar this time almost a year ago, a little over a year ago in Miami at the 5th Street Gym. Shout out to Dino. If you guys are ever in the Miami area and you're looking for a gym, 5th Street Gym is a good one. I highly recommend it. It's a gym that's properly run and some, good sparring over there on Saturdays. But anyway, I saw Yigit spar for 10 fucking rounds straight over there in grueling heat against like 3 or 4 different sparring partners, all professionals. And he got the better of all of them. But what was very impressive and striking to me was his level of conditioning and fitness. He literally seemed like the same guy from round 1 to round 10. And he rotated through like 3 or 4 fighters, and that was what really stuck out to me. But anyway, I'm telling you guys this because Anthony Yigit ain't no bum. That's why I'm telling you this. And he was also in the World whatever the fuck you call it. The Muhammad Ali trophy, all that bullshit, whatever the fuck. He was in that, and so he was a world-class 140 pounder at one point. And Rolando Romero, we all know, is a lightweight. So, and he, quote unquote, was defending his lightweight title against Yigit. Yigit didn't end up making weight, obviously, because he never fought at 35 ever. He was never going to make that weight ever. And he beat the fucking shit out of him. And we're talking about a lightweight beating up a career 40 pounder. Yigit has never made 35 in his career. So, and I bet you a lot of you guys didn't even know that. So, Rolando Romero is the real deal. He is a legitimate world-class fighter. And by the way, you guys notice how everybody that talks shit about Romero and his fighting ability, 9 times out of 10, they're not fighters. And if it is a fighter, it's a fighter that has never sparred or been in the gym with him. Every motherfucker that's a fighter knows that kid's the real deal. And every motherfucker that sparred him knows he's the real deal. Just because he doesn't look like boxing, I have a problem with, some of these fans and these trainers, they look at a boxer, and just because a boxer might not do things in the traditional manner, or he might have his own style, or he may have a unique way of doing things, they automatically label him as trash. That doesn't even make fucking sense. You gotta look at the results and what he's doing. You know what I mean? And again, you'll never hear anybody that's actually been in the gym with him down his ability. It's actually quite the opposite. But anyway, I believe Rolando Romero, he's a brawler, he's a big puncher. We don't know much about him because, again, we know he's extremely dangerous, extremely powerful. He's just as proven as all the other hot prospects at 35. He's just as proven as Ryan Garcia. He's just as proven as, Devin Haney. All these guys have a lot to prove still. And I put him in with that category. Shut up, Digne! So, but stylistically, he reminds me of Ricardo Mayorga. Big, strong puncher, talks a lot of shit, and he brings that entertainment. So that's all I gotta say about Rolly. Now, as far as Gervonta Davis is concerned, Gervonta Davis, he is a proven fighter. Not extremely short, about 5'5" in height. He's most well known for his punching power. However, he does have a lot of skill to go along with that punching power as well. And he's a southpaw, very accurate puncher, fast puncher, with good hand speed, good amateur background. He had a good amateur background. Been with the same trainer his whole life, basically. Some of his big wins are, the Jose Pedraza is definitely his biggest win. He won the IBF 130-pound strap against Jose Pedraza back in 2015, I believe it was, at the Barclays Center, same place where this fight's at. He also went up to 140 and he beat Mario Barrios. That's probably his second best win in my opinion. And you know, stylistically, this fight reminds me a lot of Ricardo Mayorga and Oscar De La Hoya. You know, Oscar was way too sharp and too accurate for Mayorga in that fight. And I believe it's going to be the same thing with this fight as well. However, I believe that Gervonta Davis is going to have a much more difficult time with Romero than Oscar did with Mayorga, because of the fact that, you know, in the fight with Oscar and Mayorga, they were relatively the same height. If anything, Oscar had a slight height advantage and reach advantage. In this fight with Romero and Gervonta Davis, it's the opposite. Romero is the one with the reach advantage. Romero is the one with the height advantage. And Gervonta, the sharper puncher, the more accurate puncher, and the more skilled fighter, is at a height disadvantage. So I do not see him cleaning Rolando out in 6 rounds just like Oscar did with Mayorga. I do not see that, even though stylistically there's a lot of similarities. I expect this to be a tough-ass fucking fight, a grueling fight, and honestly, an exciting fight. And I have to give a slight edge to Javonte, a slight edge. I could just see him catching Rolando with big, powerful shots on the inside, up close, and being with fast and being too fast and too accurate. But again, I don't see Rolando going out quickly, if at all. He's a big, strong guy with a lot of heart, and I know that he's world class. Anthony Yigit, I'm not saying he's a world beater, but Anthony Yigit ain't no bum. And more importantly, he's a 140 pounder. And so Rolando literally defended his lightweight title against a career 40 pounder that never made 135 in his life, was in the World Boxing Super Series, and cleaned him out like he was nothing. So obviously, Rolando has something. There's something there, and it's so obvious that he's fast and powerful and explosive. So I don't get why people are talking a lot of shit. Actually, I do, because boxing fans and trainers, every time they see someone a little different, they like to down him and downplay his abilities. But all those people will be surprised whether Rolando wins or loses. I think his stock will go up because he just has such low expectations for some reason. But I have to, again, give a slight edge to Javonte Davis. He's also the A side, even though they both have the same promoter. I believe he's going to win a competitive, exciting decision. However, if Rolando pulls it out, I will not be surprised at all. There you have it, folks. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon.